Okay, so I got a new route here for the morgue. It's sort of a hybridization of two other routes that we do. Like, the most common route is just going through the morgue normally, inbounds, hitting all of the flashbacks. The other one goes out of bounds, it goes out of bounds a lot, and it skips the two flashbacks that slow your movement speed down a lot in this level. The out of bounds route for the morgue is really difficult, so this is more of like an easier version of that route, but it skips the most difficult part of the normal out of bounds morgue route, so I'll just go over it really quick, try to explain it as I go along, and then go over the differences between this new route and the old out of bounds route. So, start off morgue, jump out of bounds here at the very beginning, and then instead of skipping that first flashback, you just trigger it while you're out of bounds. And this will let it play out, like while you're out of bounds right here, when you don't need your movement speed.
Let's get this out of here so we can get some peace.
From here you drop down, going the same way that you would go doing the other morgue route. Grab the laudanum and the copper rod, and then
Come, let's get going.
you just end up clipping back in to the operating room, using the same clip as the other route. Combine the drill and the syringe, use it on the corpse.
I hear you breathing, Daniel. Do you hear me? Have you changed your mind?
And then you just run to the end. So, the difference between this route and the other out of bounds route that we did is that we end up hitting this first flashback right here. This first flashback that's right in front of the doorway is actually really difficult to avoid if you want to skip it going into the morgue and then skip it coming back out. As you saw, skipping it initially isn't that much of a problem. You just clip through this wall right here, and you can get above the flashback trigger. That's not very difficult. And then you go about the same way that I just completed this level, where instead of being slow for this part, you would have full movement speed, collect the rod and the laudanum, flip back into the observation room. But once you get to this point right here, leaving this door after getting the antidote from the corpse, it becomes a big problem trying to get to a point where you can skip this flashback, because it still exists right here. And the way that we would do the old out-of-bounds morgue route would be to clip through this pillar, which is pretty trivial, and then from this point, the only way to get back up on top of this roof is either this boost right here, which is incredibly inconsistent, or going all the way over there to one of these walls boost spots, which are also just as difficult as this one. And I have serious problems getting up onto this wall, so if anyone can find a consistent way to do this boost back on top of the morgue, then I would probably use the out of bounds that skips both flashbacks. But this is pretty much just a hybridization, like I said before, between not having this incredibly difficult boost, but also saving time by first of all skipping the flashback that exists in this room, because we don't enter in the inbounds area of this room. There's actually a trigger right here that you can see doesn't extend out of bounds. If you go through the normal route, you end up hitting that, and it's I don't know, I think I timed it to be 15 seconds of 60% movement speed. And you also don't backtrack through the morgue to get to the operation room. You instead just go directly from the out of bounds on the other side of that wall in there through that clip. So, it saves at least 5 seconds. as long as you don't screw everything up terribly. Even more if you can like nail the clip back into the operation room and getting on top of this roof incredibly quickly. So yeah, that's my new morgue route. It's just like a compromise of going out of bounds and saving some time, but not doing any of the terribly risky stuff for this room. So let me know if you find that useful compared to the other routes, and I'll see you next time.